People, we are back. And we are back with a vengeance. We're back and better than ever. I promise you that. There's going to be collabs. There's going to be talks. There's going to be absolute analysis going on this season. This season's going to be bigger than ever because, again, Liverpool are back. And hopefully, we're back with an absolute vengeance. Like, of course, we saw the last season. That last season wasn't good at all. Nowhere near the Liverpool that we know and love. Let's hope this season, we can play absolute incredible football and we can get some trophies alongside it. And of course, we're not just going to talk about Liverpool today. We're going to talk about the Premier League. Because, again, the Premier League's back. And it's back soon, pretty soon. So, where else to start than the Premier League predictions? And, of course, if you guys don't already know as well, make sure you leave a like. And you, of course, share. And you, of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like, share it, subscribe. That's all I ask from you guys. All I ask people. And of course, if you guys are interested in seeing more videos like this, just go to that Straight from Musa channel. Go to the Straight from Musa TikTok. Go to the Straight from Musa Instagram. It's all there for you. So don't be making excuses. Do not be making excuses on my behalf. Without further ado, let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. We're just going to move on quickly. Of course, the Premier League table's here. Arsenal won it. And of course, you saw City was finished second and stuff like that. We're just going to go through it all. Completely. And we're going to start off. Should we start off with the bottom three first? Or should we start off with the top five? We're going to start off with the bottom three because I think that's the quickest. Ipswich Town, Hull City, and Coventry. I think they're all going to go down. I honestly think that. The teams that came up are going to go down. It's where you want to put them for me. Do you want to put Ipswich last? Do you want to put Hull City last? Do you want to put Coventry last? For me, Ipswich, Hull City, they're going to be beefing for it. But I'm going to give this one. Oh, did you want to show it? To Hull City. Hull City are going to finish bottom for me. They just aren't good enough for me. And I think someone explained it. They overachieved by even getting into the Premier League in the first place. They massively overachieved. Massively. To get into the Premier League. And of course, I kind of like Ipswich. When they came to the Premier League last season, the season before in 24-25, they won. Again, they didn't play bad football. I really liked the football that they played. And I think Ipswich Town could beat Hull City. I think they topped didn't they win the whole championship title? So I think they can beat Hull City. Coventry City. I think the signings that they made. Sorry, Coventry won it, and then Ipswich finished second. Sorry, my bad, guys. Coventry won the title. That's how I should know. But yeah, Coventry won the title, of course, and I think that's how it's gonna be. Hull City finishing 20th, Ipswich 19th, and Coventry 18th. Again, we saw it in the championship last season. Coventry topped, and Ipswich finished second. Hull City won the playoffs. So that makes sense to me. And of course, I'm gonna go to the top five first, and then we're gonna work through mid-table. Let's work through the top five now. Of course, we know how Arsenal won the title last season, and of course, they could defend it again. Or as Arteta said himself, they could attack this Premier League title. I honestly think they'll keep it. And they've done enough to keep it. And they've kept their squad intact, pretty much. They just sold Trossard. They haven't sold Martinelli. They've kept their squad pretty much intact. They brought in Zalis. They've brought in Bruno Guimaraes. They've added to a squad. They haven't even lost anyone. They've added to the same squad. And, of course, I honestly think that because of this, they're going to keep it. I think because of that, they're going to keep their title. And we've seen the other teams, Man City, Man United, Aston Villa, Liverpool. They're all changing. You can tell they're all changing. They're all selling players. They're all buying new players. Something's changing. Arsenal, they're staying the same. Nothing's changing. That's what I can tell that they are gonna be better next season. They're gonna be better next season. They are, of course, like better if not the same. Of course, you saw Saliba with the injury. He's not gonna be back for a while. Declan Rice and Saka coming from the World Cup, probably gonna take them a while to get back in, bed into the side properly. Anyway, and of course, he didn't play too much in the World Cup with Saka, but Rice, I think he's playing too much football. Maybe it'll be a bit more difficult for them, but I honestly think maybe not. Maybe not. And they will defend their Premier League title. Maybe I should have started off with the fifth place first, but we're just going to move on quickly. Manchester City, Man United, Aston Villa, and Liverpool. And I think Man City aren't going to do too well. Move on to the second place. Moving on to the second place for me. I'm gonna give it to. For me personally. Oh, sorry, that didn't even want to work. For me personally, I'm gonna actually give it to Liverpool. I'm gonna give it to Liverpool. I said in my TikTok, if you haven't already, TikTok.com/Ashley from Musa, I said we're gonna finish third. I honestly think if we sign the players that we sign, we could finish second. I said like without any of the signings, we finish third. Like as it stands right now, I think we finish third. But if we add some of the signings, if you look at Barcola coming in, if you see that coming in soon, maybe an Mbaye and a midfielder, if a midfielder comes available, because apparently Wharton is not available, and Man City inquired for Wharton, not available. Araujo as well signing, Xhaka coming in, of course, Leone, Munoz, players, Leone coming back from an injury, Munoz signing as well. I think we could finish second. I honestly think we could finish second. And there's every right for us, if we make the signings that we do, to go after Arsenal in this league title. Because I don't think the other teams are doing that. The other teams are good enough to do that. I honestly think that. And for me, I honestly think that. And if you guys disagree, you guys can make your comments as well. But for me personally, if we make the signings that we do, this is me saying if we make the signings. If we make those kind of signings. And maybe we'll, maybe we won't. We will see. We will have to see, guys. We will have to see. But that is what I'm prevacing. I think that's the word. Anyway, that's the word I'm looking for. I think that was the word I'm looking for. But moving on to the third place, I'm going to go with a certain blue side. And that's Manchester City. That's Manchester City for me. You thought I was going to pick Chelsea. I'm going to go with Manchester City. And of course, we saw that apparently there's links for Mamouche to leave. There's links for Savinho to leave. There's links for Nico Gonzalez to leave. There's Rodri left. And how many players are leaving this Manchester City side? How many players? How are Manchester City not shooting themselves? How are Man City fans not like honestly losing their minds? Not losing their minds, guys. I know what I mean about shooting themselves. I mean shooting themselves with a camera. About how disappointed they are with this City team. Because they just lost 3-0 in the Community Shield. Of course, I'm not going to exaggerate the Community Shield because it's just a charity game at the end of the day. But my thing is they are being completely stripped. If the players like Mamouche, Nico Gonzalez, and Savio leaves this team, they're going to be completely stripped. Unless they add to the side. And Reinders as well. Tiani Reinders left. Pretty much all of their depth has gone now. Who are they relying on on the bench? That's what I'm wondering now. Who are they going to be relying on? Maybe they're expecting a big window next summer. But goodness me, this summer, has been a disappointment. Honestly, Man City fans, if you haven't just completely tearing your hairs out, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Honestly, guys, I don't understand what you guys are doing in this window. I don't understand it. Of course, you guys signed Elliot Anderson, but that is not enough. Nowhere near enough. I'm sorry. When a player like Rodri leaves your team, you need to be phased into the side. Elliot Anderson needed to be phased in. Now Rodri has gone. If Rodri stayed, I would have put them even challenging or even winning the league. Challenging for the league title. That's what I thought if Rodri stayed. But with Elliot Anderson, without Rodri, what are you guys going to be doing? That's what I want to know. What City going to be doing? Like, and then Nico Gonzalez, the Rodri replacement, is also going. What is going on? What is going on with the City side? I actually want to know. I'm really interested. Guys, it's not looking good. It's really not looking good. Fourth place, I'm going to give it to Chelsea. Chelsea are playing one game a week, people. Chelsea are playing one game a week, and with a new manager like Xabi Alonso, who's a great manager, let's be honest. We all know that he's an elite manager. Elite manager. And, of course, Real Madrid, none of that was his fault. You saw how Real Madrid performed after he left. None of that was his fault. Of course, dictators, they're going to dictate people. Dictators going to dictate. You got Florentino, you got Mbappe. Pick your poison, people. Pick a struggle. And he had to deal with both of them. It's a long day for him. A long day for him. And I've honestly, this team with Xabi Alonso, I think, of course, they signed Morgan Rogers. And they signed Maxence Lacroix. Crystal Palace are just getting robbed, by the way. We'll talk about Crystal Palace a bit later. Chelsea, of course, have signed some decent players. I think Quenda's coming now. Of course, Cole Palmer, João Pedro, those players are just, they're top players, of course. You've seen they're top players around the side. But if Xabi Alonso could get them in a groove with this one game a week as well, I think it could work perfectly for him. I honestly think it could work perfectly for him. They could probably even get third. For me, they could probably even get third. But I am going to put them at fourth for now. I might do a redo of this whole prediction thing. But for now, I'm going to put them at fourth. And for me at fifth place, Manchester United. Guys, I don't believe in the hype. Maybe it's because I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm wearing a Liverpool top. I might be biased. Okay, Fez. Call me biased, guys. But I don't believe in it. They say I don't believe in it. Ha, you like that one? No. As I was saying, I don't believe in it. Anyway, Manchester United signed Baleba, signed Tielemans. Who else signed? Not much, did they? Tielemans, Andrew Santos. Sorry about that. This is going off my head, people. This is shit going off the top of my head. Honestly, they signed 3 midfielders, but no defense, no defenders. What's going on there? I don't see them linked to anyone. Lewis Hall, I keep hearing. That's it. But they need to sign a centre back, because they're going to be running with the same back four since 2022. They lost 4-0 against Brentford. Like, you guys remember that game? Away from home. Was it away from home? They lost 7-0 to us. Like, 7-0 to Liverpool with that same defence. They're going to be running that same defence week in, week out. What is it? 3 games a week. 3 games a week from September onwards. What are they doing? Seriously, what are they doing? They need to check their noggins, check their brains. Because they're going to be running with that same back four. Are you stupid? Are you guys dumb? Of course, Casemiro's left them. But that back four is ridiculous. I'm sorry, Maguire and Lisandro, you cannot be relying on the same guys for 4 years, bro. 4 years. 3-4 years, bro. What are you guys doing? What I want to know if there's gonna be a big centre back coming in. No, I don't hear any of that. I don't hear any of that. The attack is solved. The attack is pretty good. Maybe you probably need one big attacker later on, but you don't really need that. You don't need to worry about the attack now. To challenge to challenge for anything. Of course, Carrick's first time managing with the Champions League, the Premier League, everything going around with it, all the hullabaloo. And of course, they didn't do too well near the end of the season, near the end of last season. They got found out. That's what I think anyway. Because they don't change their system. Again, Carrick are pretty limited with tactically for me. Pretty limited. Everyone talks about how he can change and that. Where else? Have you seen that he can change anywhere else? Have you seen that? You're just guessing. United fans are just guessing. Have you seen that he can change? No, he has. You can't see it. Bro, this is for me. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer all over again. For me, this reminds me of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer all over again. He's so limited. He might exceed expectations with this squad, but once the big signings come in, I want to know if he's really gonna challenge. He might exceed. He might even get more than fit. Again, I might be wrong, guys. I might be wrong. This is just my opinion. But if they finished fifth, they finish higher than fifth. They won't do anything else. They won't challenge for the league. They'll probably get fourth, but that is my thing. Like, they could get fourth, they could get third, but they won't challenge for the league this next season. They just will be there. That's what I think. They'll just be there. Same with the Champions League. They'll just be there and thereabouts. And finishing fifth ain't bad. You get a Champions League spot maybe if you do well. If the English teams do well in the European competitions, then honestly, I think it's not going to be that bad. Sixth, I'm going to go with Aston Villa. And of course, Aston Villa, they signed a lot of players. They signed a lot of decent players. And they did take PSG. They did make it difficult for PSG. And they have a decent striker, a 17-year-old, coming through as well. They're not allowing Ollie Watkins to leave right now. Or if not, they're just trying to get a better deal for him. And I think Saudi came in for him as well. Of course, they're not trying to sell. Of course, they got Champions League football to look forward to. But how? Maybe I think I feel like it's gonna be a bit more difficult because I think they're planning on. What I think anyway, they're planning on doing well in the Champions League. I really think they're a cup team. This team looks like a cup team. The squad, the layout, I can see Manzambi, those kind of players, Gomez, all those kind of players that came in. That midfield looks pretty good. They kind of remind me of Newcastle a couple of years ago. But again, with Champions League, it's difficult. It's so difficult to go for both. And I think Aston Villa are a better side than Manchester United. I honestly think that. The squad's better. I honestly think that, guys. The squad is better than Manchester United. But the camera shakes. See, that's how you know. That's how you know serious, guys. That's how you know serious. But because Manchester United, of course, again, it's just Manchester United, people. It's Manchester United. I honestly think Manchester United are going to be Manchester United. I honestly think that they will finish above this Aston Villa side. Of course, I think we've seen Aston Villa beat Manchester United a couple of times last year as well. And they still finished, once I think they finished pretty close, not far away from each other. 7th place, I'm gonna go with. Oh, this it doesn't want me to change at all. I'm gonna drag them instead. Ooh, I'm gonna go with Brentford. Big up Brentford. They've kept their side. They've kept a lot of their players. And of course they're in Europe. And if they can do it again, Keith Andrews, Mr. Keith Andrews, you should be named Sir Keith Andrews. I'm sorry. If you could do it again, you are no longer Keith Andrews anymore. You are Sir Keith Andrews. And that would be absolutely brilliant for you guys. Absolutely brilliant. You guys You deserve so much more, so much more. And if you guys, of course, Igor Thiago, this just all depends for me. And if Igor Thiago keeps banging, because again, we saw in the World Cup, he didn't do that. He really wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough at all. Wasn't good. So if Igor Thiago bags, and bags, get those 3 p.m. kickoffs, people. No one's watching. When no one's watching, when there's no lights on him, like there's lights on me now, then we could see a 7th place finish for Brentford. And if he gets some Europe, who knows? Who knows? Sky's the limit, people. Sunderland, I'm going to go with an 8th place finish for you. 8th place finish. And that is not because... That's not because they're like... It's just because they have Europe. It's because they have Europe. They have Europa League football to look forward to. And maybe they could win that. But I just think this side is... They signed a lot of players last season, and I don't think they have the squad. And of course, everyone talks about how good their home record was last season. I just think this season, next season, they're not going to be as good. I just don't think they're not going to be as good. Me personally, I don't think they're going to be as good. They could probably drop off even further. I have every right to go even further for me. Guys, this is gonna be a crazy one. Because honestly, guys, to be honest, guys, I forgot about Spurs. I'm gonna have to do a rerun. I completely forgot about Spurs. You know what? I was gonna go with Spurs for the 6th anyway. This is going to be the top 6, guys. 7th, I'm going to go with Aston Villa, Brentford, Sunderland, Bournemouth, and Brighton. Bro, we're going to carry on. Because why not? Why not? Why not, guys? Why not, guys? I completely forgot about Spurs. So why not? I'm just going to put everyone down on 1. I'm going to put Spurs in 6th, then Aston Villa 7th, Brentford 8th, Sunderland 9th, Bournemouth 10th. Brighton 11th. That's what I think for me. I honestly think Spurs haven't gelled. Oh, let's talk about Spurs actually. I honestly think Spurs haven't gelled particularly. Again, we saw Mateus Fernandes, Tonali. I think Gakpo might be coming in, depending if Mamouche or Savinho, and Mamouche and Savinho might be coming in as well. But I don't think they gelled particularly well yet. I really don't think they gelled particularly well yet. And yeah. Honestly think I haven't seen their team in action enough for me. I haven't seen their team in action enough for me to think that they're going to finish any higher. And of course, they haven't got European football. So, I think a 6th place finish. I honestly think they're a Europa League side. They're not good enough to be they might be good enough to be a Champions League side, but I think Chelsea are better. I think Manchester United are better. I think Man City are better. I think Man City are going to be better. Maybe or maybe not. And depending on how Enzo Brescia is this season. I think Liverpool are better. They were good. So, moving on swiftly to one of my favourite teams. And I'm going to go with Leeds. I really like Leeds, guys. Guys, I really like Leeds and how they were last season, and I hope they do stay in the league because, of course, how they were last season, they exceeded expectations by staying in the league, and this time, I think it could be another step for Daniel Farke's side, for this Leeds side, to get 10th place, and I could check who they signed. I want to know. I want to double check, guys, who actually did Leeds sign this season. Because again, we're doing this on a whim here. Leeds signings. Who has the Leeds signed? James Trafford, of course, remember that. Harry Wilson, Tariq Maharemovic. Should know that, but Nico Alvedi, I do not know who Tariq Muharemovic is. Sorry, the Sassuolo centre back, but I know the other players. Nico Alvedi with Mönchengladbach. I knew who that guy is. Um, but um, yeah, I honestly think that Leeds could have another step. Of course, Trafford is a brilliant goalkeeper, and if they do well this season, and I think they already have a decent squad. I think that their home side is going to be so important, and I think a 10th place finish makes sense. And I'm quickly moving on to Bournemouth, and I think Bournemouth are going to finish 11th. Bournemouth are going to finish 11th, and they lost Iraola. They lost. They lost Iraola. They've lost. Who's that player that came off? Not Rayan. Krupi is out for a couple months. Brighton. Krupi's out for a couple months. Sorry, and they have European football, which is going to be difficult to balance at the same time. All going to be difficult to balance. So, 11th place finish for me makes sense. And moving on, I'm gonna go with Everton to finish 12th. Everton to finish 12th. Of course, so it's Everton side and Dale Dickinson. It's not a difficult place to play in, but unless you're Liverpool, it's pretty easy, pretty much. And Everton to finish 12th. Pretty much that makes sense for me. David Moyes' football is pretty much mid-table now. It's going to be a difficult to even push for European spot, but I think it's going to be pretty open. But I think they're going to slow down towards the end. Yeah. Moving on to Brighton. Actually, should I put Brighton 13th? I'm going to put Newcastle 13th. They've lost a lot of players. Of course, saw Tanar leave, Bruno leave. But they got a decent manager in Gesso, and they've got some players in as well. Like, if you want to sell players, you've got to buy players as well. And you've got to buy good young players that you could build with. And I'm worried about Newcastle. But with the manager that they've got and how young he is, 38 I think he is now, they could build with him. And that is what I expect. And of course, I expect the Newcastle fans to be backing the team as well. So any game at St James's is going to be difficult. It's going to be so difficult. And if I compare that to a Brighton, a Fulham, a Palace, or Nottingham Forest, come on, man. It's not even a comparison, people. Moving on. I'm gonna go Fulham. 14th, and then I'm gonna go Brighton, and then I'm gonna go Nottingham Forest, and then Palace. That is what I think. I'm just gonna do it quickly. These last four, I'm just gonna do pretty quickly. Fulham, they just worry me with their Arbeloa. Sorry, Arbeloa's never managed a side like Fulham. Never managed. So what's he doing? What is he doing here? I understand. This is not the white team that you wanted to manage. This is not the Los Blancos of Real Madrid, people. This is Fulham. And it's not a great side. It's really not a great side. And they've got some old players in there. Maybe he can work with them. But I don't really rate Arbeloa. I really don't rate him at all. So if Fulham do badly, I don't expect them. I honestly expect them to sack him early. Pretty much. Honestly, I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't go past Fulham to be doing that. And I'm gonna go Brighton. Brighton, of course. I haven't heard anything of Brighton. That's what. See, you know what it worries me as well. When you haven't heard enough of Brighton when it comes to signings. I honestly think. Look, I want to see how many signings Brighton's. Look, I could double check for you. Brighton signings. I actually want to see it. Double check. Who has Brighton signed recently? Luka Vuskovic, of course. Zadok Johanna, I recognize him. Pascal Struijk, that's a decent signing. Costinha, that's not even a bad signing. And Svoboda. But I think Johanna, Vuskovic, and Struijk are going to be the more important ones. But I think they overpaid for Vuskovic a lot because, again, Tottenham, I don't know why they overpaid for him that much. I think 46 million for centre back nowadays, but he hasn't played much football for Tottenham. But yeah, I think they've definitely overpaid, and Johanna's not a decent player. Johanna's a decent player, sorry. But again, that just worries me. I think that there'll be decent players for later on, for next season, the season after. They need legs now. They need football in there. They need football. They need to play games now. But later on in the season to come, I think there'll be better players. I'm not disappointed with how Brighton are, but they should have made much more signings than what they what they have done in a way. Nottingham Forest finished 16th for me. Of course, they've lost Elliot Anderson, got Glasner in, paid him a lot of money, but they got Sangari and Nottingham Forest. That's what I recognise. But Nottingham Forest, I actually want to see how much signings that they've made. Who are Nottingham Forest's newest? Osman Diamande, Schlager, Bender. Am I wrong to say they got Sangarian? They definitely got Sangarian. Am I wrong? Transfer marked. Could look at that there. Omar Richards. Is that another team? Jota Silva. Gustavo Sarr. Bro, that's worrying, man. For me, that's worrying. That is worrying. That's a worrying sight, people. I'm going to go with Nottingham Forest for the 16th. I'm going to move with Crystal Palace. Because Crystal Palace, people. Crystal Palace is even more worrying. Bro, they could have sold Ismail Assar the other day. Of course, they've sold a lot of players. I want to know who are their recent signings. Dwight McNeil, of course, with the swap deal with... one of the worst swap deals I've ever seen. Dwight McNeil and flipping... I don't even remember his name, bro. The Tottenham winger. The former Tottenham winger. Goodness me, man. Dwight McNeil. Brennan Johnson. My bad, guys. Everton. I honestly think that... Why have they made that swap deal? Maybe because of PSR things. Oscar Mingueza. Oh my god, I recognise that, man. He used to play for Barca. That is shocking. They've sold, of course, Lacroix for big money. But they haven't got anyone of note. Tomiyasu. And then Kaleli. But I don't... 24 million euros. It's a lot of money. Guys, I don't rate Palace. I would have worried for them if I didn't see the worst 3 promoted sides ever come up. But because I saw again, we saw the worst 3 promoted sides ever come up. That is why I don't really worry about them at all anymore. But that is my Premier League predictions. Of course, we saw that this Premier League is going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. But as I've said, people, this is going to be an exciting one. It's going to be an exciting one. If I haven't said that, I've said it now. This is going to be exciting Premier League. Be excited, people. Be excited. # be excited. If you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. I don't know what you're doing. Hit the hype button as well. It was gonna be a long video anyway. With Premier League coming soon. And like, share, subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Straight from Musa on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Musa Talks Football. Musa Talks Footy on Twitter as well. If you haven't already followed, follow up. That's straight from Musa, people. Peace.